Selecting and developing and evaluating staff. If the quality of care is dependent on the quality and talents of staff, selecting and developing and evaluating staff is a critical process. This is a key responsibility of managers and involves staff input in critical ways. I'll let you read through the objectives. So what do we need to know? What will we learn? Here are some key questions we will answer. Why do position descriptions? Why are they important? How do we screen and select staff? What to expect from coaching strategies, and how to effectively prepare for performance appraisals. The role theory, I have put a video up on Moodle for you to watch in regards to role theory. And this information puts the idea of selecting, developing, and evaluating texts or staff into the context of a theory. So make sure you look at this. Here are some key concepts in role theory. Role acquisition refers to how one takes on a new role. This aspect focuses on how to perform and what is expected of you. Role clarity refers to distinguishing the role from that of others. This aspect of role development refers to such tasks as seeing how the role of a staff nurse in a hospital differs from the role of a staff nurse in Hospital B. It also can relate to what differences exist between serving as a charge nurse as opposed to serving as a staff nurse or nurse manager. Many people think of the aspect as clarification of whose job is what. Role performance relates to how the role is actually enacted. Legal and organizational parameters are established by law and the employer, but the insight of the role is derived from the individual. So when differences of opinion arise between two staff members about what to do next or how to approach a problem, in part these differences may derive from how an individual believes he or she must perform his or her role. Role ambiguity creates an environment for misunderstanding and hinders effective communication. Employees must have a clear role expectations and perceive that their contributions are valued. Acquisition of the role is time dependent, and the position description is critical in this. Role conflict. Select your staff very wisely and develop staff consistently and evaluate your staff fairly. Coaching involves development of individuals within an organization. Can be individual or a team approach to coach your employees and promote team building and optimal performance. They learn their behavior from their manager. Position descriptions are very important. They reflect current practice guidelines, and this is just an example of what might be included in a position statement or description. Two critical points about position descriptions are these. Position descriptions have to be analyzed on a regular basis to be sure that they reflect accurately for practice expectations. If they are not reviewed on a regular basis, they must at least be reviewed before the position is open for applicants. Advertising one thing and then expecting another puts the organization at risk. Irrespective of what position you hold, you need to understand the position description beyond your own to be sure that you are working appropriately within the full context of the position, and especially that you are delegating properly. So what is a manager's role when it comes to staffing? They need to develop their staff. In developing staff position descriptions serves to guide educational efforts. In other words, if an individual does not meet the performance expectation of the role, this deficiency is a need for education. So the insufficiencies will emerge, and you must look at changing the position or changing your description or coaching your employee for professional development that will help fix the insufficiency. Evaluating staff through performance appraisals. Evaluating staff obviously has to be based on common understanding of what the performance should be. Again, that is driven by position descriptions that give the basis for determining how an individual is meeting the expectation. For example, a group of nurses is not meeting a particular expectation. Then the manager must ask if the institution has failed in making clear what is expected, or if a disincentive to perform the role was present. The manager should also consider if some change occurred that basically caused the position description to be outdated. Each of these areas require that the manager be actively engaged in coaching. Roles of the interviewer is to pre-screen the applicants, and there are probably, when you do this, there'll probably be 2 or 3 things you're looking for. An applicant that doesn't meet the criteria probably is an automatic out. Somebody who doesn't fill out the application or misspells words might be an automatic out, but you have a set of guidelines that you use to pre-screen. Prepare for the interview, and this means, are you going to use a rubric, and what questions are you going to ask? What's important for you to know about this person before you hire them? Control the environment. So you want to hold interviews in a quiet environment. Clarify roles. So if you have more than one person that's on the interview team, what is each person's role and what will each person do during the process? Use your listening skills. Make sure you listen very carefully to your applicant and that you ask clarifying questions. We need to be honest and provide closure. And when we talk about providing closure, it's something like this. We have some more applicants to interview. A team of us will be discussing this, and you will receive a letter in the mail or a phone call from the organization that will tell you about the outcome of the interview. Roles of the applicant. If you are applying for a job and you're going to be interviewed, you should arrive on time and dressed appropriately, review the mission and the goals of the organization, make sure that you read the position description, prepare for questions in advance, and you can go online and Google nursing interview questions. Be honest and note appreciation for the interview. So when you leave, you need to say to them something like, "Thank you for taking time to interview me today. I appreciate that. And I look forward to hearing back from you." Key behaviors for performance appraisals: provide a quiet and controlled environment, create a relaxed but professional atmosphere, put your employee at ease, review examples of positive and negative behaviors, allow the employee to express opinions, write down future goals, because that gives you something then to appraise at the next performance appraisal. Set a follow-up date, show the employee confidence, and be sincere and constructive. In conclusion, leaders and followers and managers must invest in their staff, and they must recruit the best, hire the best, and provide honest feedback and support the desire to do the best. Without the best of the team, the best in nursing cannot be achieved.